Hey, and welcome to Board with Life News for November 5th. Today we're going to talk about the new game Time Stories, several new re-themes for Love Letter, a new game from Stonemaier Games, and the Kickstarter for Paranoia. Let's get to it. Hey, I'm Chris. Welcome to Board with Life News. As far as Board with Life News goes, we released a Let's Play for the new game Sheriff of Nottingham yesterday. It's a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun doing it. You should definitely go check it out. That's about it in the world of Board with Life news, so let's get on to board game news. So publisher Space Cowboys has announced a new game called Time Stories, and this is going to come out at Gen Con 2015, which is insane because BGG Con hasn't even happened yet, and we're already talking about Gen Con next year, which just goes to show kind of how big a deal Gen Con is as far as American game releases go. But I guess you can't get started too early on it. They describe this as a deck-exploring game, which I'm not entirely sure what that is. I think that's a word they just made up. It's a co-op game where you play time travel agents and you go on missions. And it says each mission has a different mechanisms to it. So it sounds like I think you're going through like a deck, like different decks of cards, and every one you go through, there's different mechanics that apply. So that sounds really ambitious. I have no idea how it'll work. They also say that it blends role-playing with board gaming, but I didn't see anything in the description that seemed like it influenced role-playing beyond just that it's a game that you could role-play to. So I don't know if that's true or not. But I guess it's a long way off, but I'll keep you posted. Love Letter is getting its 4 billionth re-theme. We are getting Letters to Santa, which obviously is a holiday-themed Love Letter re-theme. It makes a lot of sense. It's like the perfect stocking stuffer game. But there's also a partnership with Cryptozoic, so they're getting a lot of their licenses. So now we're getting Batman Love Letter. It's kind of easy to like roll your eyes and every time, because it seems like every week there's a new re-theme of Love Letter. And there have to be at least 20 at this point. But if it's a really good game, and if having a theme that's going to make it more appealing to new players and going to get them to play board games, then I'm all for it. So if your uncle's really into Batman and he'll play Love Letter with you if it has Batman on the cards, then go for it. Stonemaier Games has announced that they're going to release a Kickstarter for their 4th game. Stonemaier is the absolute king of Kickstarter. Jamie Stonemaier's blog is incredible. It goes through everything in Kickstarter. It is amazing. He does amazingly run campaigns. They're amazing games and amazing components. And this game is actually going to be the first one that he didn't have any hand in designing. He's just distributing. It's called Between Two Cities. It's designed by Ben Rosett and Matthew O'Malley. And this is a partnership-driven tile drafting city building game for 3 to 7 players. It seems like there's some interesting mechanics where there's only one winner, but you have to use partnerships to get through the game. So that seems cool. It seems like a much smaller game than their previous releases of Tuscany and Viticulture and Euphoria. So, I mean, they are batting 1,000 with their campaigns, so it's about as guaranteed a Kickstarter campaign as you could support. It's not coming till some point at 2015, but I'll keep you posted on that. And speaking of Kickstarters, this week's Kickstarter is for the RPG Paranoia. It's a really crazy RPG from the 80s set in this sort of Orwellian future. I have some of the first edition player books. You can kind of get an idea from just the artwork in general how zany the game is. There's a lot of player death. It's very fun and very wacky. This is a total reboot and redesign. It seems like there's a lot of new stuff getting added into this, so we'll see if that's good. It's headed up by James Wallace, who designed the Baron Munchausen RPG, which is another really good classic RPG, and Paul Dean from Shut Up and Sit Down is actually helping with some of the design, so that's pretty cool, and he's a super nice guy. So it's on Kickstarter right now. It's £30 for the starter box set. They're doing kind of an old school box set RPG thing, which is cool. And £30 is about $50. So go back that now if that sounds interesting to you. That's the news this week. Thanks so much for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, check out our Let's Play videos, check out all our videos because we do all sorts of videos, bits and news and all sorts of good stuff. So click around on our page. This week's question comes from @Sedeliing via Twitter, and they ask, to sleeve or not to sleeve? I don't sleeve my games normally. Most of my games aren't sleeved. It's not because I think it's better. It's just because I'm lazy and cheap. And I also don't play any like collectible card games or anything competitively. So, I mean, I would certainly sleeve if I was like a competitive Magic the Gathering player, or I had games that had, you know, kind of, I had really valuable cards and stuff, but in general, they're all just kind of like worth what a card game is worth. So it's not like I'm playing with a card that I could sell for $300 or anything like that. That being said, I did, the first time I played Splendor, spill an entire beer on those cards. So I kind of wish I had sleeved them, even though that actually probably wouldn't have saved it because it was literally an entire beer on those cards. The chips made it through great, man. Those chips are highly durable. So yeah, I don't sleeve often unless it's like a print and play, but not for any reason. I would say sleeve if you like your cards and you want them to stay nice, but I don't. All right, thanks for tuning in this week. I'll see you next week.